This song is called Live Forever by one of my all-time favourite bands, Oasis. For this song I'm going to need about 5 chords, 4 chords if I can count properly. And it's a very simple one up until the time where the guitar solo comes up, and obviously then it becomes a bit more difficult. But if you're just an acoustic player or someone who's just a beginner and you want to learn some new songs and put into practice some of the chords that you learn, it's certainly one of those songs that can give you a chance to do that. So the first chords that you're going to need, the whole song basically consists and comes out of one rhythm. Other than a minor change, quite literally a minor change, the only time that you'll change chords, you only change the first chord. So you're only going to change from a G to an E minor, and you're going to see in a second what I mean by that. So you're going to go, I'll play you the verse and I'll tell you the chords along the way. So that's the first chords, so they're going to be simply G. I'm not sure what a G is. It's 3 with your middle finger, 2nd fret with on the B string with your index finger, and your ring finger and your pinky finger are going to be on the B string and the high E string of the 3rd fret. So then you're going to go to a D chord, so in context actually, so a D chord is going to be, so just ignore the top 3 strings, although you do want to hit the D string and lightly mute that A string with your thumb if you can. So kind of like reach over and just touch it. Don't press it down because you don't want to hear that note, but just gently touch it with your finger so it doesn't ring out. So that chord is going to be G string with your index finger on the 2nd fret, middle finger on the high E string of the 2nd fret, and your B string on your 3rd fret. And that's with your ring finger. So now you can see that little rundown that I did there. Now if you're just a beginner, you can just ignore that, and in time you will develop that skill. It's a very basic skill, nothing to shove about. But so we're just gonna play D sus4, D, D sus2 to D again. So you can add that if you want to add it. It's not compulsory, and it's not actually in the song, although you may hear him play it occasionally. So the next chord we're going to need is an A minor chord, which is simply 2nd fret with our middle finger on the D string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and your B string on the B string on the 1st fret with your index finger. So, and there's an easy transition now to C. Now I play C with my ring finger and my pinky finger on the low E and the A string on the 3rd fret. But just for learning's sake and for ease of learning, we're just going to move our ring finger from the 2nd fret of the G string onto the 3rd fret of the A string. So one more time. So from the C, we're then going to go down to a D, and it starts again. There's only one change in the song that you'll hear, is where he sings and maybe I will never be all the things that I'd like to be. And that particular line changes throughout the song, but you'll always know when that part comes up, and you'll certainly hear a tone change and a different sound to the song once that part kicks in. So this part is going to be very similar to, or almost identical, apart from the first chord, which is what I mentioned to you at the start of the video. So it's going to be E minor, so E minor is only a 2-finger chord. So I play it a bit differently, but you can play it how you want with different fingerings and different styles and that. But just for learning's sake again, we're just going to play index finger on the A string of the 2nd fret, middle finger on the D string of the 2nd fret also. So it's going to be to D, A minor, C major, down to D, and again, D, just one more slight part that I've got to mention in the song. So we're going to need an A minor to an F. So this part comes around just before the end of the song, just after the guitar solo, or there's a few times where it does appear in the song just before the solo, but it mostly consists at the end of the song where Noel tends to just play those 2 chords until the song ends. So to just put that into context for you, so it's going to be G, F, and again, and again, so just to cover what an F is, just in case you're not sure and you end up thinking to yourself, well, I never learned that chord. So just quickly then, briefly, before I end the video. So an F is just going to be B string on the 1st fret with your index finger, and you're going to have your middle finger on the G string of the 2nd fret, and your index finger on the A string of the 3rd fret, and your pinky finger on the D string of the 3rd fret. Although I tend to take off my middle finger, I'm not playing that at all because it seems to be more vibrant and a bit more of a brighter sound, which kind of adds to the texture of the song. So that is basically the whole song. If you're not understanding something, please message me and whatever, because I am myself, I'm a big Oasis fan. So if you want to learn any other songs by them, then please let me know. As I was just saying, any problems with the song, let me know and I will correct you on certain chords or certain patterns you can strum it and things like that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.